Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Wrestling Through the Years podcast. I'm the Armchair QB Dizzle. I'm here with the biggest head I've ever seen, Dutchie.
And we lost a viewer, me doing that.
We have C Money in the building, Clemeth.
Yo.
And we have the man that puts the E in electricity. We have Eric in the building.
What's up? Happy Friday.
Happy
13th.
Friday, everybody. It's
Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Friday the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, where, it is a great holiday for couples, kind of a sad holiday for guys that just like to sit in their room and masturbate.
Oh, my God.
Well, don't put that on the whole show.
I feel sorry for you, man. Well, you'll find love eventually.
Yeah.
I'm actually working on it right now. So
Oh, Jesus
that line is not helping my chances. Luckily, I'm pretty sure she won't watch the show.
Well, if not, we got a bottle of lotion and a shit ton of socks. So happy Valentine's. But we're here. Well, since it's the go ahead.
Nah,
Okay.
I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead for once.
All right. Since it's the season of love, we're here to talk about John Cena, an iconic moment in the history of wrestling, and especially for the Ruthless Aggression era. This is New Year's Revolution 2006.
Yep.
2006.
Eric's choice, by the way.
Eric picked this one. Clinton picked Unforgiven. And Clinton, I hope you're thinking about what you want to do next week.
Actually, I do have one to go ahead and do next one.
All right. I'll ask you towards the end of the show. But this show, I was looking at it like, oh, it's a one-match card and it's not as good as Unforgiven. And to an extent, that's kind of true. But it's also, there's actually a good amount going on here that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I actually kind of enjoyed this one a lot, too. So, you ready to get into it?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. The first match on the card, what was it, Dougie?
It was Edge and Ric Flair for the Intercontinental title.
The upstart Intercontinental Champion. The Intercontinental Champion is always a breeding ground for young guys to move up and get the world title. And that's what they're doing with this young whippersnapper, Ric Flair. Woo. I forgot he had the Intercontinental title around that. Didn't he beat Shelton Benjamin or something?
No, he
like
beat
that?
Carlito.
Oh, okay.
Shelton Benjamin beat him to get the belt back.
Okay, good.
Okay.
But, I mean, he was old as fuck. And Edge was playing a good hit. And they did a great job with this match because Edge gets to say now, and the fact that he didn't say this enough at the time, because they kind of relied on different stuff like the Rated R Superstar Live Sex Celebration stuff. But he could have been like a Jericho, like I beat The Rock and Stone Cold and what. Like he could have been like the heel to be like
Flair won by disqualification, though.
yeah, but he could say I wrestled Ric Flair and I beat the shit out of him, and then I won the WWE Championship. Which is still pretty cool. And for him, just not as a heel or not, but just to have that, like he got to wrestle Ric Flair and win the prize of prizes all in the same night.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like you wrestled Rick and then you won the WWE Championship. That's fucking amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, but there is a lot of like backstage hoopla about this pay-per-view.
What do you mean? Get into
Oh,
it.
we'll get to that.
So, okay. So let's say if we're going to get into it, we'll say that this Edge was not originally supposed to win, and hopefully John Cena was upset that he was found out he was going to lose, which caused Raw the next night to be rewritten last minute.
I did not know that.
Wait a minute. So,
This is breaking news.
wait a minute. So Edge, they weren't going to have Edge cash in, and Cena was pissed?
Yes.
I never heard.
Cena was, because he thought it was no point for him to go like the coast to coast, start the match to win a match, then automatically just drop the title like that to Edge.
Oh, so he was upset about having to drop the title.
Yeah.
Well, he was wrong. It was the best thing on the show. It's the best. I mean, it's a moment that's still talked about to this day, and it
Yeah.
made Edge's character. This moment makes Edge,
Yeah.
more than any match. Like the Unforgiven match puts a stamp on it, but this is the moment that makes Edge is like always a main event guy now.
So,
Yeah.
in reality, let's say this, and I hope all you people that, still, that wish you were in line, with razors getting ready to wax John Cena's butt, are listening to this. John Cena wanted to ruin Edge's push. That's what you're saying, right?
Well, that's
Clint?
what Clinton said. We don't know if that's official. Come on. Is it?
That's what I got from what Kosher. Yeah, I was watching.
Was it on?
When did John Cena just cut Kenneth off?
John Cena just showed up.
But this is like the young John Cena back.
Yeah.
So this is not like the current. Oh, I'm ready to push people over. This is like the dude still hyped in his title run, upset that he had to drop the title.
That's crazy.
But,
Wow.
But it started the feud. This started the feud between Edge and
It started the greatest feud in the Ruthless Aggression era.
And in that too, like nobody. Well, if you really think about it, did you really thought that they were going to have one hell of a feud series of matches that culminated in an Unforgiving?
I mean, I thought that their feud was going to be done after the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to go all the way through.
Well, they both had to take a detour, and Edge actually had a better match than Cena at that WrestleMania with old Mickey.
Yeah. And what's funny is that now that Clint has said what he said, it's starting to make sense as to why Edge dropped the title a couple weeks later.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I've always heard that Cena does business, and that Cena always kind of understood.
Are you calling Clint a liar?
No, but I don't know if this. I mean, did he watch it on Unreal? I don't. I think sometimes rumors can get spilled sometimes. But maybe he was bitching and maybe he was upset. The only time I ever heard of Cena being kind of an asshole about something like that was the Nexus shit. Because like Edge even said with the Nexus stuff, like, yeah, Cena was adamant that they were going to lose that night. And that still does not make sense to anybody. But besides that, I always heard he did business, but I believe Clinton, so I believe his sources. But it's still, even if he was upset about it, I mean, Edge turned out fine. It's not like he killed Edge's career.
Right.
I mean, this, like I said, this made Edge. Everything else up to it made Edge. Edge became, like, this is, I said it a couple weeks ago on the show, it's the greatest feud in the Ruthless Aggression era. They try to tell you now because Edge isn't there that it was Randy and Cena when it really wasn't. People were bitching about that feud so much. Like now they have nostalgia love for it, which is great. But like at Breaking Point, whatever the fuck, no one gave a shit.
No.
Like there was a long time where no one gave a shit about those matches between those two. Everybody gave a shit when it was Edge and Cena. That was the feud.
Yeah, and that's why people wanted Edge to come back in December to be his last match.
If you like put eras into feuds, it's obviously, Hogan and Andre for the Golden Age is like,
Well, either Hogan and Andre or Hogan and Savage.
yeah. And then Attitude Era, it's Rock Austin.
Right.
Rock Vince, Rock Austin, whatever you want. But for match, obviously, it's Rock Austin. And then in the Ruthless Aggression era, it's Edge and Cena.
Yeah. You can make a case for Batista and Taker. Or no?
Nah, I won't do that. I will say, just what was the
Top.
It
Yes,
was.
that was top notch.
Batista and Taker was great, but more people were always watching Raw than SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's a tough one to call.
Yeah. And I love that
Because
WrestleMania match, too. Taker and Batista is one of my favorite WrestleMania matches ever. But Edge and Cena is, like, to me, that's the dusty flair of that one.
Yeah.
Of that generation.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, this match was pretty good. I mean, Ric Flair was doing Ric Flair, chopping and wooing, all the stuff that Doug talks shit about. And
grabbing crotch.
grabbing crotch. And and he got busted open like a fucking. And you can tell this is like a few years before the PG era.
Yeah.
Because they were still like going pretty vicious with the blood and shit.
Yeah.
And the blade jabs. So I enjoyed this match as an opener. I thought it was pretty good. And I thought Edge kind of getting to work with Flair was cool. So I'll give it a solid 3.
Yeah, I give it a 3 too. Solid match, solid opener. Kept you on your toes.
I'll also say 3.
Yeah. All right, I'll give it 3.
He's giving it a 3, Jeff.
I'll give it a 3. But I'm not giving it a 3-2. No, nice try.
3, 2. All right. Next up, we have a match for the Women's Championship with Trish Stratus and Mickie James. And this feud, which they take this all the way to WrestleMania.
Yeah. I mean, even like a little further than that. It was supposed to go, I think, further, and then Trish separated her shoulder. And then so they brought Beth Phoenix in later on in the spring, summer. She was going to continue the feud with Mickie James, but Victoria's a fucking moron and broke Beth Phoenix's jaw. So that had to take her off of television.
Well, Mae Young gave her upcomings.
Mae Young, we'll get to that later on, but Mae Young, it looked like literally tried to rip off Victoria's tits. I'm not trying to be, I mean, it literally looked like that's what she was trying to fucking do.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
She wouldn't stop.
It's just like
she just kept grabbing and grabbing.
It's like it's almost like you're watching a fucking episode of Law and Order SVU. Like, Jesus Christ, man, we get like her shirt is off, her bra is there, but you have to keep her bra on. Yes, we are on pay-per-view, but kids are still watching the fucking show. Man, we cannot show bare tit.
She already had nipple tassels herself. Fucking Mae Young, dude.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get to that obviously later on, but
Trish and Mickie, though, this is like, I like this because it had a story to it.
yeah.
And this is like the era where it wasn't like Attitude Era, where it's like it felt like everybody had a story, but it did feel like they were given like, it's not like now where you make a match by going, hey, I want to fight you. You're the best. I want to be the best. That's how all the programs get set up now. In this, it was cool. Like, this is when they were trying to be like, we're television, we're entertainment, pal. So they were trying to give us like, unique storylines, like an obsessed lesbian trying to bang Trish Stratus. And I thought it kind of, and it worked for Mickie. I thought she did it great. That she played the character very
You can tell
well.
Eric's playing the scenario over in his head, trying to picture it. Because he's just like, yeah.
But I think it's phenomenal. And this is one of Trish. I said, I think last week that I thought Trish wasn't as great as a babyface as she is heel. And I do believe that. I think this is one of her better babyface programs, though. Because all she had to do was just be Trish Stratus and be like this cool, badass chick. And then this girl's just trying to, she's obsessed with her. And I like the way that this story played out. And I like the WrestleMania match. And I like that this led to that with, her beating Mickie and Mickie kind of getting caught up and everything. I for a 7-minute match, like, this isn't the women's revolution, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
And it's a cool little story. It might be offensive now, but I think it's cool. And I'm going to give this one a 3.5.
I'm going to give this a 3 also.
I didn't give it a 3.
No, I meant 3 also because I gave the first one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 3-4.
Clint is about to fucking break his
I'm gonna have to go with a 3 as well. I'm not doing these decimal games. No.
It's funny. The guy who always uses the fucking decimal, which is Eric, is the one that he didn't. It's almost like he invented the fucking decimal rating.
But he's not- yeah, this was a fun one.
Yeah.
It was.
All right. Jerry Lawler and Gregory Helms
Oy.
goes 9 minutes. And poor Hurricane, because, we're going to give you a new look. We're going to give you a jacket and glasses, and you're not going to
New theme.
new theme song, and you're going to be this cool guy, and you're going to get over it, pal, as a big-time heel. But you lose to the commentator, and then the commentator goes back to his job. Like, King beats him and then puts the crowd back on and goes and sits
Yeah,
down.
and
That
then-
is the worst, most demoralizing thing you can do to a man. Like, I got beat by this old fucking man, and now he's going to just go do his other job. Like, he just finished me his side work.
Yeah. And then and then Helms goes to SmackDown and wins the Cruiserweight title.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's, by that point, the Cruiserweight title meant diddly.
Yeah.
But I do like that little run, and he did have a fun little run, but they didn't use him that much either.
Nah. It was just a couple matches here and there with with Jimmy Wang Yang and the Mexico.
Mhm.
And when Matt Hardy couldn't make weight.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was some fun.
Never mind.
Nunzio.
Yeah, thank you.
Nunzio. It's Nunzio.
Him too.
Little Guido. This match sucked. This
Yeah.
wasn't good. And it like really did like it's cool to get a babyface victory, I guess, and like good for Jerry Lawler. But the crowd didn't pop for him at all.
No.
They didn't give a fuck about the King of Memphis that night. And
By the way, they were in New York City. Why the fuck would they?
so
or they were in Albany. By the way,
Albany.
the same building that Ric Flair won the title in at the 1992 Royal Rumble.
so
Oh, wow.
a lot of history for Ric Flair.
Yeah. It was known as the Knickerbocker Arena at the time and in 92, but when they did this in 2006, it was the Pepsi Arena.
There you go.
Is it still there? That's near your neck of the woods, right? In Buffalo?
No, Albany is like 3 hours away from Buffalo. So Albany's the state capital.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
But I forgot geography is not really your subject. It's more math,
Yeah.
which I'll be using to my advantage when we have to pull out the ranking, or when we have to pull out the standings for the cartoon podcast. But anyway,
Yep.
cheap blood.
This match sucked.
Yeah.
And it did the reverse job. It did what it wasn't like. It should have been Helms beating this old man. It shouldn't have been King beating him. And then like this was bad booking too. So I give this a 1-4.
I'm just gonna give it a straight 1.
Yeah, I agree.
I will give it a 1 because this is more like a backroom type of.
Yeah, I was gonna
All
say
right,
that too.
let's give people get a chance because I think there's more exciting things to come.
This was-
Yeah,
Get your
this is
beer,
one of
get your
those.
snacks.
All right, everybody, go get your pretzels, your peanuts, your nachos,
Take
Yep.
a piss.
because they were a lot cheaper back then.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, back then, 2005, you're paying what, $4 or $5 for a pretzel or a thing of nachos?
No, it's 30.
Not really.
In 2005, in 2006?
Not. Well,
What were you
That's
paying for
pretty amazing.
nachos back in 2006? And
I wouldn't know because I didn't start hitting the pay-per-view scene till after.
but my point is, now you got to pay fucking $30 for it, and fucking
Yeah, I mean, me and Doug go get 2 beers and 2 hot dogs. That's a fucking mortgage payment. So,
yeah,
the stadiums are fucking insane.
yeah. And the fact now is that like everything's a fucking like card and all that, and like even the guys that hand out the snacks during the the guys that come through with the cotton candy and the peanuts and all that and the beer.
Yep.
Like they go through the stands, they're just like peanut, cold beer, and it's just like, all right, get your card out. It's like, why can't I just hand you $10? Like fuck. And then they tell me the reason why I can't hand them $10 is because it's actually 15. But then
Wow.
it's just like, still, they expect you to pay with your fucking card. It's like, fuck you.
Not everybody has
next match-
cards.
Yeah. Next match, Triple H and Big Show. And this is when he really was the Big Show. And
The extra large show.
and Triple H brings that up too. He calls him fat a couple times.
Yeah.
This program was kind of it was
Foreshadowing.
all right heel stuff to set Triple H up for the Cena match.
Yeah.
And I like the story of breaking the hand and the cast and everything, but he's going to use the cast to advantage, but then he breaks the cast. I thought the match had a cool little through line with that, and that was fascinating for a hardcore match. Besides that, Big Show was moving pretty slow around this time. And Triple H was trying to get a good match out of him, but it wasn't perfect.
No.
So I'll give this a 2.5.
I give it a solid 2.
I'll give it a 2.
I'll give it a 2-3.
Let's do so. 2-3.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm surprised you didn't say a 2-2.
I'm wearing a 2-2.
I bet you are.
this is around the time where Triple H was like should have turned already, babyface. Like he wanted to be, and it's like infamous that he always wanted to be a heel. But this was around the time that the crowd was kind of ready to like.
Yeah, they're just like, dude, like turn. Because when he came back at that Raw Homecoming as kind of a babyface and, as Ric Flair's partner, and then they won the match, and then he turned on Flair right after. It's just like you could just kind of tell he did not like the crowd cheering him.
Oh, he was babyface for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Then he's like, fuck that.
When did he finally turn babyface? When he rejoined
A little while after WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, because that's when he rejoined DX.
Because they do the chat. I remember watching that as a kid and Doug watching it with me live on pay-per-view, the WrestleMania. And when Shawn wrestles Vince and Shawn does the suck it chop. And then we're like, oh my God, he's doing DX. He's doing suck it. He never does that. And then Triple H in the main event was he does it to Cena. And Doug's like, DX is getting back together. And he called it on the money. And I was like, oh shit. And it's like, oh, they're foreshadowing. And that was really cool, actually, because it ended up coming to pass.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah. And they were ready. And that was a good vehicle for him to be babyface. Even though DX was way better back in the day than the Ruthless Aggression Revival.
Oh, yeah.
And especially by the time Hornswoggle gets in the fold, it gets pretty corny.
Well, yeah, because like they were going to do all this stuff in 2006, and then Sean's just like, we can't do all the stuff we did in 98 now. I'm a born-again Christian. And Triple H didn't care because Triple H knew if he ever set foot into a church, he'd burst into flames.
I mean, you couldn't do what they did in 20 years ago now.
Yeah. Oh, they're not getting away. There's a particular Kurt Angle promo that we're not going to talk about, but that definitely did.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait. Yeah. That wouldn't fly.
I mean, even though the whole point was he was trying,
I bet Hulk Hogan wrote that for him.
He was trying to say like offensive stuff, and that was his point, like of the promo. But still, you watch it, you're like, eee. It's just
I had to go back, I had to replay it and say, did he really say that?
Yeah, he said it, and what'd you say?
No. I was trying to tell my friend to send me a video. I'm like, you have to send it to my other program so I can open a link to it later because I can't get it to my phone.
Yeah, I got you.
For a minute, I thought you were taking a bath.
A
That's what
bath?
it sounded like he was underwater.
Taking a bath. All right.
People still take baths.
Do they? I don't.
No. I mean, I don't either, but that's because I'm afraid if I sit in the tub, it's going to go through the sink.
That's one of the inventions. I mean, I get like women like, oh, I want to come home and take a hot bath with a glass of wine, and that's fine. But I mean, once the shower came into play, it's like, oh, I don't have to lay in my own filth anymore. Like bathing is definitely not the way to go as far as like being a clean human being. You don't clean yourself by laying in your own fucking scum. and like farts and pee and stuff. Like, it's better. Not saying you have to pee in the bathtub, but, you know, it comes with the territory sometimes. But yeah, I mean,
What did I start?
well, taking a bath is dirty, and everybody knows that. But a bubble bath is a whole different scenario.
Yeah.
Eric loves a bubble bath.
Eric's just like, wait.
All right.
And I don't bubble bath though.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
We'll take one together. All right.
You'd have to fight Dave for it.
All right. Next
I
up.
did.
Shelton Benjamin with Mama Benjamin going against Big Vis, which
Speaking of things that can't fit in the tub.
this is another one that they wouldn't do today is Mama Benjamin goes to catering to get her baby some food. And, 'cause he's- and Big Vis happens to show up while she's bending over looking for the sandwiches.
Gosh.
And dude, she's literally bent over and Vis is going, dude, that shit had me cry. Doug was looking, did you catch that?
Yeah, I
Because you were
got it.
looking at your phone and I was dying. And he's just like fucking right behind her, like pretending to nail Mama Benjamin. And then she gets up and he's flirting with her and she's like, Shelton's gonna kick your ass. And that I thought the segment was fucking hilarious. And I think it's
Yeah,
like
it was.
there's a lot of shit. I know people like go back and like, oh, the Attitude Era, and like a lot of that stuff isn't that funny anymore. Some of it, like, yes, Vince did have a juvenile sense of humor. Some of it was fucking hilarious, though. And this
Yeah,
is
it
one
was.
of those things that just worked. Like, oh, we have this dude's mom, and well, we have this big guy that likes to have sex, and that's his whole character. Let's have him try to bang this dude's mom. And it's hilarious. It's just that only in wrestling that can happen.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. So, and Viscera and Shelton honestly don't have a terrible match. Like,
No, it was pretty good. I mean, but that's one of those matches that works if the smaller guy is the baby face.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Viscera was, and I'm not saying anything bad about, Viscera.
Well, you're more of a traditional, old school guy
Yeah.
that likes an underdog, smaller baby face that gets a big fucking heel.
Yeah. I mean,
and it does work more like that. But this, for the story that they were doing, and with Mama having the brick in the purse, it did kind of work. That like, oh, she got him into this mess with this big fucking dude, and Shelton's like, why are we doing this? And Shelton's getting his ass kicked, and then she ends up like saving the day for him. Like I said earlier, every match on this card has a little story to it, and that really helps wrestling sometimes.
Yeah.
Just like with AEW, what they're doing with the hair versus hair and stuff like that. When every match, when it's not just we're wrestling just to wrestle, just to see who the better is, I like that too. I don't not like the sports side of wrestling. I love that too. But it is cool when it's like, oh, it feels like I'm watching an actual show.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not watching just two guys on a microphone taking personal shots and then having a match and trying to pretend to be the UFC. I like it when it's like, oh, this big dude's trying to bang this dude's mom. They're going to settle it in the ring. That's hilarious. That's it's not the greatest story ever. It's not the breaking up of the Mega Powers, but it's a fun little through line for a nothing match.
yeah.
Like a nothing match to get Viscera and Shelton on the card. I thought it was a fun little story that they had going there.
It was. And the thing is, too, is that, like, Viscera, doing, his shtick and the whole thing and like you could see how horrified Mama Benjamin was when Viscera did the move that he calls the Visagra.
Yeah, where he bangs a guy.
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah. Basically, that's why Maven's so fucking, upset at WWE's because his last appearance on WWE television wrestling a match was him getting ass fucked by Viscera. And that's probably the only action Maven's ever really fucking got, especially wearing those tacky fucking suits. By the way, Maven sucks. But like fucking Viscera, Viscera kind of did it like differently because Viscera usually does it like, the grind into the, anyway. But like Viscera here, like he kind of just like jumped up and down or bounced up and down. You could tell Shelton's just like this. Shelton's just like, ah! It hurts. It's too big. How many girls have said that to you?
2. We're lying.
Overcompensating.
This was a fun match. It was interesting for what it was. I'm going to give it a 3, honestly. I'm going to be a little generous because for a nothing match, I think this was highly entertaining. And Benjamin actually got a little bit of movement on a Viscera. Viscera's a notoriously terrible wrestler. And like he's not one of those big agile guys. He was just big. There wasn't much that Big Vis can do. And, as Mabel, he got a lot of heat. I mean, he hurt The Undertaker, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So
When you hurt The Undertaker, it's just like, all right, dude, your push is done.
yeah,
He was a bad version of Yokozuna.
he really was. But the fact that he stayed around for so long is pretty impressive. Because he was.
I don't know who got him back into the company.
Because, I mean, as Viscera, in The Undertaker, he was able to be in The Undertaker's group after that.
Yeah.
Of the ministry. And then, he goes on, he does this big love machine. And then you think, okay, that's one note. It's going to end at some point. It does. And then they still keep him as Big Daddy V with his man tits out in that male stripper uniform at ECW. So he stuck around for a good amount of time. And then he died a couple of years later, right?
He died in 2014.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
I give this match a 2.6.
Okay, Doug.
2.5.
Gwyneth.
I'll give it a 2.
Alrighty. Next up, Doug's favorite match of the card. We have the Braun Panties Gauntlet, which we were talking about things that won't happen today. There you go.
Yep.
Although they have some very beautiful women
I mean-
on the roster nowadays that, if,
I'm not turning the TV off if they do it.
yeah.
But I know it would set,
It would
back.
set them back years if they did it. But I would not argue with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley and fucking hell. Oh, Jada Parker and Blake Monroe.
Nia Jax.
Stephanie,
Yeah.
Piper Niven.
Bianca.
Yeah, Bianca, but it would set women's wrestling so far back. But there are some very beautiful women on today's women's roster.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and nowadays it works way better when the women just get to be sexy themselves, and that's how they get their character over without being objectified.
Yeah.
And it's their choice to act sexy if they want to act sexy or just act a little more serious. And I'm here to wrestle like a Becky or a Lyra.
Yeah.
So I appreciate where women's wrestling is now, but where it was at here, I mean, 2 people in this match could work actually, which is Victoria and May. so that's about it. But everybody else in this match, God bless them, beautiful women. None of them could put a hold together to say.
And the one that won, rest in peace.
R.I.P. And one of the most saddest stories ever. And I'm glad I got to meet her. But
I'll
totally
never
feel
forget
bad for
that day
sorry.
because she asked, she goes, how'd the picture turn out? And I was the one taking the picture. I said, oh, it's fine. She goes, give me the phone.
Yeah.
So, like a typical woman, she didn't believe anything that came out of my mouth. And so I hand her the phone. She goes, take a better picture. So I did. And then I handed it to her and she's like, all right, that's better.
And then she told me, she's like, if you want to come back and have one of my guys take it.
Which pissed me off, by the way. But I don't blame her.
But no, she was a sweetheart. And rest in peace, because a sad story there for sure. Now, if we're going to judge her for in the ring and talk, just like how we, analyze every match, because that's what we do here. We're top wrestling critics. Because, I mean, look at us. We all main evented WrestleManias in our day. WWE 2K. So we have every right to talk
I usually
about
got relegated to the pre-show.
So did Carlito and Primo. You'll be all right. But
That's who they had me job against.
Ashley Massaro never really got it together in the ring. Maybe if they gave her time and proper training, and I don't know what her journey was with that, but as far as all her on-screen performances, she could never really work.
Well, here's the thing with her. They had her work with Trish, and Trish She was a decent wrestler, but still like,
Vastly overrated.
but she also too. And remember, at that time,
You gotta realize there's no NXT. It's not like
Yeah.
he was doing. He
It's-
was doing it now.
Fit Finley was the one training all the girls. And Fit Finley is, he's a hell of a trainer and a hell of a teacher, but also too, you have one guy teaching 10 to 12 women on that roster how to wrestle.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's also at that time, he's transitioning. He wants to get back in the ring.
Yeah. He loves to fight.
So, she just didn't have, and I think it's just, it might have been a case of Finn might not have had patience. And also too, Vince is just like, they don't really need to, they just need to know how to throw clotheslines, take a slam, and that's it, because their time's going to get cut anyway.
Yeah. Do that little kickflip thing.
Yeah. So it's just whatever, Vince was willing to teach him.
Yeah.
Was willing to let them be taught.
Yeah. But she just never, like, she had a bad match with Trish. She had a bad match with Mickey. When you can't work with two people that can work, it's a bad look.
Yeah.
And like Mickey wasn't having bad matches. Mickey like came in great and always like put on a good match. So R.I.P. Ashley, and I thought she was a great character, and I loved the punk rock chick stuff.
Yeah.
But and she was great for matches
Great
and things
person.
like this, and she still gave the crowd a nice surprise after she won. But she wasn't ever technically. Tori Wilson is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. To me, when they're like, "Who's the hottest diva woman?" It's always Tori for me. She also couldn't fucking ever wrestle.
Right.
She never got good, and I still think she deserves her spot in the Hall of Fame for all the great segments she was a part of. But she never could wrestle. Maria, God bless her, could wrestle. Became a great character later on,
Yeah.
but could not wrestle. Victoria could wrestle great.
Yeah. I'll never forget No Way Out in 2007.
Candice Michelle could not wrestle.
Not at all. No Way Out in 2007. This is when Ashley was going to do the Playboy thing.
Yeah.
And they did like the Divas like talent show or something like that. And Ashley just came out, ripped off her top, and she had like the Playboy bunny like logo on both of her melons.
Yeah.
And this one, who's not even 10, he's like 9 years old. He's looking at the camera, eyes, or he's looking at the TV screen, eyes almost bulging out of his head. He goes, "Look at the balloons." Everybody in that room popped. And
I fell in love.
yeah, they were just like, they thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And then, we're all just kind of mesmerized. You're like, some of the guys are looking for a place to go into the bathroom. And this one's just like, look at the balloons.
All right, now I got to pair myself. But this was a great match. 5-star class. I mean, to really judge this, I mean, I feel like a pig even talking about it, but I'll give it a 2 because it was entertaining, but it was, it's objectifying.
Yeah.
It is. And God bless Mae Young. She knows how to like, it's one of those things.
It was too much this time, though.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I love Mae Young, and I grew up loving. Like watching her as a kid, always laugh my ass off when Mae Young would show up. But it would always, and it was a fun spoiler, a comedy thing for you always have these hot chicks. The next one's gonna be, and then the theme song and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it worked, and with Moolah next to her, but
Yeah. Which
And then everybody was
I-
like
yeah.
dying. Oh, sorry, Doug.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I know Moolah's got like a checkered past,
yeah.
but she did, especially around this time, always trying to be the handler for May and always trying to be serious. I don't care, or I shouldn't say I don't care, like, because I can't imagine like some of the stuff that the people that were trained by Moolah
Yeah,
went
she
through.
had like a fucking cult, so I don't want to
Yeah.
talk about it. Like, yeah.
But like Moolah, I would rather remember, or I would rather talk about the good that she did.
Yeah. Well, in this industry, that's what, she did do a lot of good. But, you also shouldn't, prostitute out your students.
No, not at all.
Wrestling students. That's not great either. She's also involved in the only other screw job never happened in the industry.
Yeah.
Where they fucked over Wendy Richter. Did her the same way as Bret Hart. She had no idea.
Yeah. All because she went and asked Vince for more money.
You don't do that, pal. What would you give this match, Doug?
A 2.
Glennis? Is she sleeping again? You got to be fucking kidding me. All right.
Clinton, wake up.
What?
Dude.
I'm just thinking. I'm like, oh man,
You are the Artie Lang of this show.
I am. I'm just like really
That
thinking,
better not make me Lisa G.
You're
and
right.
I'm like really like thinking. I'm like, oh man,
You're sleeping. That's what you're thinking.
I am not really thinking. Oh man,
Give the goddamn thing a ring.
get the sense. Oh, we were finally done with the whole. Yeah, I want to give it another one because this was not really my thing.
All right. Eric?
Entertainment wise, I'd give it a 3, but and match wise, probably a 0.
Eric's like, when I watched it with my lotion, it was a 5.5.
No.
It would have been a 9, and it was a 9 until Mae Young showed up.
You know what? I would have had a better rating if it wasn't for the maybe. Yeah, maybe I'm really bringing it down.
Yeah. I think the
Because
crowd
when you heard that
said
song, it was
too.
just like, no.
Well,
No.
yeah, because
I was laughing my ass off.
a part of your body was at 10 inches before Mae Young, and then it shrunk back down to 3.
No. It was just like, I would put it this way. Victoria gave serious to the match,
Yeah.
and she killed it.
She did.
Yeah, and then Mae Young tried to kill her by ripping her tits out.
Exactly what the guy said. The review guy.
All right. Main event time. Well, this technically the co-main,
Yeah.
but the Elimination Chamber match, we have John Cena, Carlito, Chris Masters, Shawn Michaels, Kane, and Kurt Angle.
Shawn Michaels, main eventer anywhere in the country.
This is like a match that's only defined by the ending and by what happens with Edge after, which sucks because it's honestly a pretty good chamber match. It's better than the year before. It's better than the one where Triple H had to win again.
Yeah.
And it's better than a couple of them. It's definitely better than the one Jack Swagger won. Anything's better than that.
I don't remember that one.
Nobody does. But
It would have been more memorable had he not been stopped in Canada the next day.
yeah. It was an elimination chamber for a title shot, and then he lost.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that memorable. He fucking sucks. I hate that guy. Used to like him.
Yeah.
Not anymore. This match, it gets lost in the annals of time, but it's kind of sucky that happens because this is a great HBK performance where he went against all odds. This is a fun little Kurt Angle burst, and then it's surprising when the Sweet Chin music happens and he gets eliminated first. And it really showed this is a match when Vince decided, let's focus on the youth and let's make Carlito and Chris Masters seem very intelligent and like good heels. And they were great heels. These are it's a crime. I said this to Doug. It's a crime that in this era, when you had 2 brands and 2 world champions, that fucking Carlito, Shelton Benjamin, or Mr. Kennedy never won the world title on either shows. One of those 3 gentlemen that they were grooming for the future. The fact that the future to them was only Edge, Randy, Batista, and Cena.
Yeah.
And that was it. Out of all the young guys they had, those 3 should have definitely got there at some point.
Now, do you think that they could have benefited more from an NXT standpoint if they would have done it?
Probably, because I think OVW was, but OVW had just produced, Brock, Cena, Orton, and Batista. So, I mean, they had good training grounds, and then OVW would get CM Punk and other people. But so Yes, because we could see them develop more, but they were still doing good at building talent to an extent. But my point was, and it was kind of like the problem with NXT, that you love a guy in NXT, and then he goes up to the main roster, and Vince is like, he's losing to the Miz. Like it's always like, it's like you love a guy like. Fucking how hot like Enzo and like the names go. I mean, that's Enzo and Cass's fault, but still, like you have a list of names from Finn to fucking what's the dude that had the conga line?
No way, Jose.
Yeah, you had
No,
so many. Not that he was ever going to be a main eventer, but you had so many guys that look great. Bobby Roode, Shinsuke, that come on the main roster and get booked like shit.
Yeah. Well, the Enzo and Cass thing, you put them with the Dudleys, and then Enzo got hurt, so Cass is on his own. And the one mistake they made with Cass is they told him, okay, you're going to put your finish on Bubba Ray Dudley, who's fat as shit. All right. And his move is he does that, that East River Crossing, which is the spinning, side slam type thing. And Bubba's too fucking fat for Cass to do it. So it looks like shit. And then Bubba gets pissed. And it's just like, well, dude, if you would lay off the goddamn cupcakes, they'd be able to fucking do the move on you. So don't get mad because somebody can't pick you up because you're fat.
I get so hot and cold on him. Sometimes I think he's a genius, and sometimes I think he's a fat asshole.
Here's the thing: is that like, Devon? I like Devon, and I think, to be honest with you, I would much rather listen to Devon than listen to that fat fucking idiot.
But you got to admit, especially when we were checking in on Busted Open more, he's made some great points in the past as well. Yeah. And there's some storyline. Like
there's greater points at the top of Eric's head.
Dude, there was times where you were watching Busted Open and you're like, and then you would watch Raw the next week and they're doing what Bubba said they were going to do. Like he was like predicting, like he was like the Tony Romo of fucking wrestling for a little bit. Like, it's like, what is he in on the meetings? Because there was a few times where he was like, they're going to build on this. Like the Liv Morgan Rhea storyline. When she injured Rhea, he's like, if they turn this into she tries to steal the Judgment Day and try to steal Dominic, her boyfriend, and do all this, that could be good shit. And then they do it, and it's great shit.
Yeah.
So there's certain things I can't take away from him. And the Bully Ray,
especially a bag of Cheetos.
And the Bully Ray character was very good in TNA, and the Dudley Boys is a great tag team.
Yeah.
But also, I think he's like one of the biggest whiners in the industry.
Yeah, and he's fat
for a guy that tries to like be a tough guy. I think like when they talk about actual like bullies and shit back in the day and how WWE's gotten better, I think they're talking about like him in the locker room, especially when you hear like Paul London and a couple guys like talking about him. He's kind of seems like the worst.
I can't wait to see like on the LFG program. I can't wait to see like. Bully try to intimidate Kevin Owens.
That'd be crazy.
And and Kevin Owens just look at Bully and be like, dude, I'm a better, more athletic version of you.
Yeah. He took Bully, he is like the Bully Ray archetype career and did it way better.
Yeah.
Like way fucking better. This man, but like I said, to start this, Carlito and Masters look great in this. They look like intelligent heels that are like, let's work together, take out all the competition. And then it worked perfectly where Carlito seemed like he would get greedy at the end, and then he did, and it fucked him. Yeah. And that's amazing. That's the perfect way to end this. Yep. You got Chris Masters, the big dummy. He's like, go Master Lock. Yeah, I'll put him in the Master Lock. And then Carlito's like, aha, I'm going to get this idiot. Kick him to the nuts, roll up, you're done. And then he's like, I wish they would have gave that a little more time to breathe that moment. Yeah. Like do a close shot on Carlito go like this instead of like you just seen it in the wide shot and then Cena rolling him up. But it all worked perfectly.
Yeah.
And Cena with the blood in the face, it really set up for the Edge and Vince McMahon coming out and announcing it. And Vince was still mega heel at this time, so it made sense. And it just, to me, this main event works perfectly. And it's a great moment. And yes, the crowd, which by the way, he's not the GOAT of baby faces. The GOAT of baby faces gets cheered. I love the John Cena nostalgia, and I'm glad that everybody loved John Cena and enjoyed his retirement year. This whole GOAT shit, it's a matter of opinion. And to me, to be the greatest babyface of all time, that means half the crowd doesn't cheer you. I know it's invoking emotion and all that, but to me, the greatest babyface of all time, everybody loves him. People only started turning on Hogan at times.
Yeah.
Hogan mostly got fucking mega pops. Cena got fucking half pop, half boo. Cena,
Well, I think when you look at it like that, you have to look at it as like, as fans, it felt like we had a job that we can only cheer. We want to cheer at the certain time, and then boo. We want to boo at a certain times. And around this time, it's when fans are like, we have to take this into our hands. We have to make the business understand what we want to see, who we want to see, who we want to cheer, who we want to boo, and have them find a way to give us what we want in that aspect.
yeah, but they didn't listen. And they kept fucking pushing Cena down. Like, to me, the greatest babyface of all time isn't a guy that got booed a lot and then pushed down everyone's throat. It just isn't. Especially in a time where the company was not popular anymore.
No.
And it wasn't cool to say you were a wrestling fan. Cena's whole time on top, it was not cool to say you were a wrestling fan. Yes, he's a huge superstar. Yes, everybody in the world knows the name John Cena. And that's a big fucking deal. So I will give him all those flowers. But he's not the greatest babyface of all time when half the people hate him and want to see somebody else in his spot. And they're like booing him, like, get out of here. Not like, oh, this is fun and entertaining and he's evoking emotion out of me. Like, I don't want to fucking see him. Like, that's, to me, you can't be the greatest with that.
Well, if you ask me that, I think TNA low key was underground taking over.
Yeah, but 300 people were there. And the buy rates were like fucking maybe 20,000 people were buying the pay-per-views.
Well, right. You have one that don't have money to promote, but one do.
Yeah.
It made kind of sense.
Of course, yeah, it absolutely makes sense. But I can't say that you're taking over if no one's watching. You know what I mean? Like,
because you can't afford to put your money out there.
Yeah, it's true. But and they did have a better product.
Yeah.
Even though Vince Russo's writing was really bogging them down. Because Russo was still in TNA trying to give them, bad ideas. And they were just, putting on good matches around the bad ideas. But, yeah. This main event was expert level. Go ahead, Eric.
I think the biggest babyface is I'm going to be biased, but I think Stone Cold.
He got some of the biggest pops ever. Sting's another one. Yeah. They're up there. Hogan's got to be up there. Dusty's got to be up there. I don't remember Dusty ever getting booed out of the building. Everybody always loved Dusty.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy was pretty big.
Yep.
Ray.
Yeah, but Ray's gotten turned on a few times, which, I mean, it happens. It happens to everybody.
Well, Ray got turned on in 2014 because everybody wanted Daniel Bryan.
Christ, dude, we're not doing this.
But, well, no, I'm not talking 2015. I'm talking 2014. I mean, same shitty state, but different city. But, they were all upset because Daniel Bryan goes on Twitter, says, hey, I'm not going to be in the Royal Rumble, which why the fuck would you be? You're wrestling Bray Wyatt that night. So you're already going to be on the show. So he's like, the machine is holding me down. Okay, well, too bad for you. Put arsenic in their coffee or something. Get rid of them. And then they do the Royal Rumble, and the fans, because wrestling fans are extremely stupid, they're like, oh, well, Daniel Bryan said he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble, which means he is. No, when somebody tells you they're not going to do something, that means they're not going to do it. You stupid motherfuckers.
But don't act like you were happy with the Batista win, Doug.
No, I wasn't happy with the Batista win. You know who I wanted to win that Royal Rumble?
Who?
Sheamus. Because he was coming back, and I thought he was the better option. That's legit who I wanted to win because I could have cared less about Roman Reigns at that time.
The fact that they thought Batista and Orton that year was going to be a big deal is insane.
Yeah. Well, again, Vince McMahon was past the age of 65 at the time. When you get to a certain point in life, your creativity goes to shit. All right. Vince McMahon had no more good ideas. He was way past his prime. But the reason why he was staying in the position he was in is because people were telling him, hey, your ideas suck now. You're way past your prime. You need to let somebody. You cannot tell somebody that. They have to realize it on their own.
And he owned this bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, when you own the fucking place and you're the one that created the world, how the fuck do you know to tell me it's a bad idea? I made the attitude there. You know what I mean? Like, I made Hogan. Fuck
Now,
you.
and it's just like, so what? There's only 900,000 people watching the show. I know we had 4.5 million back in the day, but 900,000 is still good. As long as USA Network is happy with the ratings, I am, pal.
He's like, we have 870 more than TNA.
Yeah. So it's just like, but yeah, like that's, I don't know.
This was a great main event. I'm going to give it a 4.8.
I'm getting
And God
4
bless
5.
Carlito. Carlito's only big title opportunity on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yep. Give me a 4 5.
I'm also going to say 4 or 5.
I'll give it a 4.
Now, the Edge match really isn't a match, but it's a moment. And I'm kind of wrapping that in my rating. So I'm not going to give it a
Yeah, me
rating,
too.
but it's one of the most iconic moments in this era.
Yeah.
And the reason Money in the Bank exists to this day. I mean, the format for Money in the Bank has always been, besides a couple odd ducks like Sandow losing or RVD cashing it in at One Night Stand. But there's a lot of mostly all the cash-ins go like this cash-in went because of how successful this was.
Yeah.
So that tells you how big of a moment it was when everything has to replicate it. So
And I did it twice.
exactly. This whole event, I'm gonna give a 7.5 out of 10 because I think it's right there, close to an 8. It's a good pay-per-view. It's not great, but for Ruthless Aggression Raw, especially around the time, it showed that they had a lot of good talent, a lot of good up-and-coming talent, and a lot of like established guys like Kurt and Sean too. So I thought it was a damn good showing.
Yeah.
Doug?
I'm gonna say 7.5 myself. It was really good. I mean, you could say it's a one match card, but Mickey and Trish was good. I did enjoy Shelton and Viscera, and they did a good job telling stories.
Yeah. Which there's nothing wrong with stories in wrestling.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I thought it was a solid card. I wasn't bored of it. So it wasn't as good as last week, but it was still a solid card. Good some good matches.
So what you're saying is Clintus can pick better shows than you.
I guess, yeah.
That's what I'm reading into it.
No, God.
All right.
I'm gonna be biased and just put a 10.
So, all right. So here's what I look at when I think of this pay-per-view. This is like an opening act of a whole year, a setup.
Yep.
Because what you get, you set up the Cena and Edge rivalry. You set up Mickey James and Trish Stratus. The Carlito and Gets His Shine, and along with Chris Masters.
Yeah.
The setup of seeing how Shawn Michaels and Triple H tears away but come together to form DX in WrestleMania. This is all a setup for what we have stored for this year in this one pay-per-view.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what this pay-per-view is. Because to tell you the truth, before this, It was god awful. And when I was watching like they throughout my years run back, I realized I look forward to this pay per view because I knew what was coming, what I was going to get throughout this whole year.
Yeah.
That's why I picked it. Because it's the start of the Cena feud, and last week we did the end of the feud. So I thought we would start in the beginning.
Yeah, so I will have to give this 8. Overall, I will give it an 8 because of the many moments of the watchback history of it.
Yep.
All right. Doug, what's in store for the cartoon program?
All right, so stage 2 of the Animated Anarchy series continues tomorrow night. We're almost done with stage 2. We've got Sekirei taking on Attack on Titan. Bastard Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy, one of Clint's shows, takes on the New Gate. We got Fire Force taking on Dan to Dan, and in the main event, it's Pinky in the Brain, which is Eric and I in mouse form, versus Dino Saucers. By the way, Eric would be the skitty one that acts all goofy, and I'm the little fat miserable one.
That does seem to track. All right. Clenneth,
You're not wrong there.
Clenneth, what are we doing? There you go.
So, since Elimination Chamber is coming up, I figure we go back to a pay per view that brung up the Elimination Chamber. No Mercy, 2002, because that Hell in a Cell forced Eric Bischoff to create the Elimination Chamber in my eyes.
Okay.
Was
No Mercy 2002. That's Brock and Undertaker, right?
right.
All right.
I love that match. All right. Well, now we got what we're going to do. We'll see everybody next week.
All right.
Eric?
Hit it short.
All right.
Just
thank
short.
We'll see everybody next time. Love you.
You guys.
Later.
you.
Later, boys.